On this video today, I'm going to show you 5 rules for making way more money in way less time. These are the ones. Number 1, set your intention. See, and what do I mean when I say set your intention? Most people, financially, have an intention that was set by someone other than them. Either it was set by your parents, or it was set by the school system, or it was set by the college that you went to, or it was set by the pressure you have from a spouse, or it was set by your friends. Like, you didn't sit down. I mean, think about it. When was the last time you sat down and evaluated all of the different financial philosophies that you could adapt and adopt, and then pick the one that made the most sense for your objectives? When was the last time you did that? Here's what I'm going to tell you. The last time most people did it. Never. That's what I'm talking to you about right now. Like, the things that you believe are true around money and you and money, where'd that come from? So you have to set your intention. And you have to purposefully set your intention. I purposefully set my intention that from now on, I am not going to look at, and I'm not going to look for hard ways to make a little bit of money. So I'm not going to be sanding and grinding on cars like automobile bodies anymore. I'm not going to be changing engines and transmissions anymore. I'm not going to be working construction and shoveling rocks and putting on rubber roofs. And I'm not doing any of that stuff anymore. I'm done. It's a wrap. It's over. I am done struggling because it feels noble. So the next one's going to be harder. And this is the one that I already said it kind of, but I'm going to say it now as one of my points. Ignore distractions. I have coached thousands of people. And I've seen a bunch of those people turn their lives around like big time. And I've seen a bunch of those people whose lives didn't need to be turned around, who've enhanced their lives dramatically. And here's what I've discovered. The number one common denominator of successful people in any arena is we hyper-focus on intention and ignore distraction. The number one common denominator of people who live on the struggle bus, whether it's financially, relationally, like health-wise, whatever, business, whatever, is they hyper-focus on distraction and ignore intention. One of the enemy's main deceptive tools is distraction. He wants to distract you. The next one is, I harp on it all the time. I almost don't even want to talk about it because I know, here he goes again. But here he goes again because you haven't started it yet. So here he goes again. I'm going to beat a dead horse. You ready? This is the very first success principle in the history of the world. You ready? Be, do, have. Most of your frustration in life comes from, number 1, your desire to have and your unwillingness to do. And people who desire to have and are unwilling to do, those people eventually become criminals. That's what it is. That's what a criminal is. Somebody who wants to have something, they're unwilling to do the work, so they'll go steal somebody else's work that they've done. And so you become a criminal because you have this intense desire to have, but your unwillingness to do. So you'll lie, you'll cheat, you'll steal, you'll rob, you'll plunder because you have a desire to have something that you have no right to. That's a criminal. Here are the last 2. So those are the first 3. Set your intention. Ignore your distractions. Be, do, have. Operate from the top 3 of the 4 levels of value. Like, spend most of your working time in the top 3 of the 4 levels of value. What does that mean? Okay, I'm going to draw it on my board. So the 4 levels of value from Genesis chapter 1 are these. The bottom one is implementation. Implementation is, by the way, the thing that we have to understand, if you really want to understand money, you have to understand that wealth is a spiritual outcome. Wealth is spiritual. Okay, so wealth is a spiritual outcome. It is not a material outcome. I don't have time to go into all that why right now, except to say this. If you're going to make more money, you have to operate on a higher spiritual plane. Okay? So when you are implementing, you are using muscles those are a physical resource, over time. That's how you get paid. That's how you make your money. You're implementing, you're moving something, you're lifting something, you're carrying something, you're doing something physical. So you are using your muscles over time. Muscles, are they a spiritual resource or physical? Physical. That's why it's hard to make money doing manual labor. So the next one is unification. Unification. Unification is I use my management skills to make money. Well, it's a much higher spiritual activity to manage people who are doing a thing than it is to do the thing yourself, because now you have to interact with other people. And when you interact with other people, you're spiritual, they're spiritual, so now you're operating on a higher spiritual plane just because you're using your management skills to get the production done. By the way, if you're going to be an entrepreneur, guess what one of the things you have to get good at? You're going to have to get good at managing people. And guess what? People don't like being managed. Well, okay. So, unification. But the wealth, like the massive wealth, begins to be created above this line. And this is communication. Like, if you're serious about you want to make way more money, figure out how you can get paid to communicate. Have conversations that create cash flow. Develop messages that move the masses and multiply your money at the same time. So what's the highest level? The highest level of value is imagination. And the resources you use up here are you use your mind and you use money. And basically, you're using your mind to put your money in places where your money becomes worth more. Like, this is how you make more money. And see, here's what most people do. Here's people who are struggling financially. One of the reasons they struggle financially is because they don't use their mind when it comes to money. You know what they use? They use their emotions. They make financial decisions emotionally. But I've always wanted X, Y, Z. But it made me feel good when I did it. You want to know something that you can do to make your life better? Every time you're in a quandary between two decisions, ask yourself this question: is this going to benefit me more long-term or more short-term? What's the last one? This is so important. And what you have to do is you have to rest, reflect, and rejoice. And it'll help you make so much more money. The hustle and grind culture is not helpful. It's not beneficial. It's not healthful. It's not good. You need to rest. God made it so we have to go to sleep at the end of a day or wish we had. Can I get a witness?